Ladies and gentlemen, I feel very honoured on behalf of Cavendish Group to be delivering the welcome address to the third Future Downstream event and the first ever virtual version to take place. It's fantastic to bring our downstream community together once more in such a challenging year. We're incredibly honoured to have such a strong lineup of operators and refineries contributing to the programme over the next 2 days. May I first thank all of our key partners and sponsors who've continued to offer us tremendous support and value to our event. We've had comprehensive feedback from real thought leaders, and we have more downstream operators and chemical manufacturers involved this year than ever before. I would also like to extend our gratitude to the Future Downstream Advisory Committee, who have helped shape the theme of the agenda over the last few weeks. We've tried to cover the most significant topics and challenges from real experts. The aim of Future Downstream is to prepare the sector for a technology revolution and defining a digital roadmap ahead. If data is considered the new oil in an industry with such small margins, embracing transformation and innovation will be the only way forward. The downstream industry is constantly evolving with new rivals and new regulations coming into effect, which will further accelerate transformation and digital adoption. It's therefore imperative to build a calculable business case for technology investment. Coupled with the impact of decarbonisation and ESG compliance, which will put even more pressure on structures and forces refineries to really rethink their sustainability plans over the coming years. Green refining and digital refining are becoming phrases stakeholders and investors are increasingly wanting to hear. Revenue challenges continue to rise due to global recessionary trends, and the unpredictability of COVID-19 has forced plans to be altered on a month-by-month basis. This begs the question what the refinery of the future will look like and how it must implement shared data and knowledge to succeed as a prerequisite. Leadership will drive change, but change will only happen if people buy into this transition. Bringing digitalization to supply chain management remains one of the greatest challenges as we look to establish and grow a sustainable digital ecosystem. Applying an agile way of working will change the fundamentals of leadership, but will ultimately preserve the life cycle of an asset and save costs. There are clear obstacles we need to pass to move forward and establish effective revenue models. How many refineries and chemical manufacturers currently have a fully fledged digital strategy in place? What can we learn from this, and how can the industry use real business cases to progress their own transformation implementation? At this stage, we are past the buzzwords of AI, blockchain, and machine learning, and need to understand transparently how using artificial intelligence facilitates end-to-end optimization and what cost savings are made over what timescale. Over the last few months, my research has highlighted the problems that leadership boards have in understanding the full value of a digital transition plan and how they innovate. Sharing best practice for me is the first step, and the downstream industry needs greater collaboration and knowledge sharing, not privacy, to progress. We can all learn from each other, and I encourage everyone to be as open and frank as they can be in their panel discussions or their thought leadership presentations. During the next 2 days within Future Downstream, we'll be looking closely at how innovation affects margins and achieving best practice. Now more than ever, laying down a digital foundation will have a significant impact of surviving in an industry that needs to rapidly future-proof and establish resilience. Refiners need to find a way to convert the current huge volume of data, and this is where the real foundations were built. We plan to make Future Downstream the epicenter of knowledge sharing and the place to share real business cases globally amongst refineries and chemical manufacturers alike. Within our business at Cavendish Group, we are thinking hard about one key issue for when physical events come back. How can we ensure the best ROI for all attendees for a business event in a post-COVID world? Because we understand the physical trips that take place will matter more. The virtual offerings have allowed us to maintain a regular touch point with our community, and we plan a product-focused event on Digital Twin on the 26th and 27th of May, and Future Oil and Gas on the 27th and 28th of October, which will be a hybrid event. We certainly do not want to lose the connectivity of a virtual event. So by taking the best of digital event innovation, but also to understand we need to meet in person like we used to. If you have any suggestions for how to improve the ROI of an event like Future Downstream, or best to think about future hybrid events, then please tell us and we will react to your feedback. I want to also thank the Cavendish team for making Future Downstream possible, specifically Ava and Gail, who've been working tirelessly over the last few weeks with all the speakers and sponsors. I really hope you enjoy the event, and conferences such as this should provide a unique opportunity for industry experts to share real experiences. I will be on hand for any feedback anyone has or any assistance. Please also take some time to network and communicate with each other, especially with our excellent sponsors and partners. There are some incredible individuals attending and speaking, and we want you to make the most of the collective knowledge during this event. This will form a real bedrock on your event experience. And equally, if there's anything I can do to facilitate any networking, please message me directly. I'm sure you're all going to have rewarding exchanges, and on behalf of Cavendish Group, I wish you every success and look forward to learning the outcome. I am now very proud to introduce our keynote speaker, who is Carlos Moura, Executive Vice President of Sectors and Decarbonisation at Global Commercial of Shell. As Shell's Global Commercial Executive Vice President, Carlos is responsible for Shell's business-to-business organisation of over 8,000 people and has most significantly led multiple downstream businesses across Shell in US and in Europe. His presentation will cover some key drivers for the future of downstream and how decarbonising, digitising and collaborating is a recipe for success. It's also significant how they interconnect with each other. A very inspiring keynote, which aligns itself perfectly to the foundations of this conference. Many thanks, Carlos, and over to you.